Hello everybody, I'm Klaus and welcome again to 3 Minutes Only, my running online interview series. And today we are at session number 20, a little anniversary. Yeah, my guest today, I'm very proud to have him here, is a musician from UK. He played the guitar in bands like Iron Maiden and Praying Mantis. Now he is the man on the guitar and founding member of the band Lionheart, which started in 1980. So please welcome DENNIS STRATTON. Good evening, Dennis. How are you doing?
Oh, good evening. Good evening. How are you all? Yeah, very good. Very good.
Dennis, like always, my very first question in the interview is, how's the weather in England?
Funny enough, it's been absolute crap, but today the sun came out. It must have been you bringing the sun to me. But yeah, it's been nice today, and it's going to be nice for the next couple of weeks now, so that'll be nice.
Okay.
In
northern Bavaria, when I look outside the window, we have a little bit rain. We have cloudy. It's not really summer at the moment. So, Dennis, 3 minutes only, not too much time for our few questions. So let's start. I guess you're a big football fan. I hope you are not too disappointed that England are only vice European football champions. But look at Germany. England kicked us out. So what up? Did you watch the championship?
Yeah, unfortunately, I did. Yes, yeah, I did. But the minute we got through to the final and I saw it replay against Spain, I knew that we were up against probably the best team in the tournament, and I knew it was going to be hard.
Okay.
So yeah.
Dennis, being part of Iron Maiden is now history for you a long time ago. You left the band in 1980, when I'm right. But just one question for my understanding. How would you describe the mood and the things around in 1979 and 1980 while you were playing with Iron Maiden and recording the first album, self-titled Iron Maiden? Could you explain the mood and the feeling in the band?
Well, because it was basically a new lineup, because when I joined the band, there was only three of them, Dave, Paul and Steve. They already knew me from my old band, RDB, Riversdown Boulevard. They used to come and watch me play. So they knew about me. They knew what I was like and how I played. And basically, I went in and took Clive into the band with me because they didn't have a drummer. It was all I can remember. Not so much the mood. It was so chaotic. It was so busy. Everything had to be done yesterday or last week. It was like you're rehearsing with the band because it's a new band, a new line. So you're rehearsing all the songs that they played as previous lineups. You're then rehearsing for the album. You're doing pre-production for the album, and slowly the album's coming together while we're in a rehearsal studio. Then we go on tour with Praying Mantis for the Metal for Mothers tour. And then we're told halfway through that tour, stop the tour, we've got to go back into the studio because we need to record the album. So it was rush. Bit like this interview, very rushed and short. And so we got in the studio, the album was recorded very quickly. I remember sitting in there trying to do a few different things. You didn't really have the time. But a lot of people ask me, if we'd have had months to record the album and polished, would it have been the same album? So to be honest, I wouldn't know. I think it's got its excitement and its punk sort of feel because it was rushed like that. It was hectic. We finished recording the album. Off we went again on tour with Praying Mantis for the Metal for Mothers tour. And then we come back, we do the Priest tour, then the Kiss tour. So it was constantly moving all the time. There was EMI were pushing, Rod was pushing. So yeah, the album came out number 4 in the UK charts. Amazing. And it was just a roller coaster of like 6 months before we could actually calm down. And when we was on the Kiss tour, things started to calm down because we were all over Europe and Scandinavia.
Okay. Later, you were part of Praying Mantis from 1990 to 2004. What were the biggest differences, beside the musical style, between Iron Maiden and Mantis? Maybe a completely different
Well,
way of working and
yeah.
playing and writing songs?
Well, let's remember that it was Lionheart that I formed in 1980. I didn't join Praying Mantis till 1990. So basically, it was Lionheart that I formed with Steve Mann and Jess Cox and Rocky Newton, and it was Lionheart that took up all my time in the from 1980 to sort of like 86, 87. But the answer to your question is the band I worked with before Iron Maiden were always a twin guitar, harmony guitar. Favourite bands being Capability Brown and Wishbone Ash. So I was always used to vocal harmonies and twin guitar harmonies. That style of playing I took into Iron Maiden because they never used harmony guitars in the band before, which was nice for me to take that into the band. And they should, thankfully they still use the harmony guitar stuff now. But then it was something new in the Iron Maiden songs, which was twin guitars. We did that with Lionheart, and then when I joined Praying Mantis in 1990, it was already a harmony guitar band. So I've always been involved with the harmony guitar style of playing, which suits me, and I love the sort of like AOR, that sort of that genuine music, if you see what I mean.
Okay. You were nominated for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame together with the other members of Iron Maiden. How did you get the message about the nomination? By phone or by email? And what were your reactions and feelings?
Well, funny enough, Tristan Gretex, he does all the graphics and the artwork for Lionheart, and he's always on the internet with different sites and things like that. And I got a text message from him on the Lionheart group text message saying that we'd been nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I was over the moon. And then he sent me a link to go on it, and I went on my phone and I put the link in, and there it was. There was our names, Clive, God bless him, and Paul, and I was over the moon. And I put a lot of stuff on Facebook saying, I'm so honoured to be nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. At the beginning, what I found strange was that there wasn't much reaction from the band, and then it became quite clear that I think I read some things that were said about a magazine or an interview about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So basically, I then went, when I realised that the band just basically wasn't interested, or they decided to just leave it. I went on Facebook and I put a post on saying I respect the band's decision and the manager's decision, and I have to go along with that. But it still don't take the fact away that being nominated is a big honour for me, especially this later on in my career. So it's like being involved with the first album. After 40 years, it's still a big honour to be, involved in that album and history in the making. So, I respect the management and I respect the band's decision that they weren't interested. So that we had to leave it.
Okay. Dennis, Lionheart's latest album, The Reality of Miracles, was released in 2020 and got fantastic reviews. What is Lionheart's upcoming plan? A new album, maybe?
Yeah, the new album's already been started, as you know. We're with Holger from Metalville, from Flying Dolphin, who manages Doro. We've just come off of a Zoom meeting with Holger, talking about the new album. Unfortunately, we all know that from March last year, the last 15 months, 16 months, it's been an absolute killer for live music, recording music, touring. It's been an absolute nightmare. So basically, we've started the new album. We've already got 3 songs that have been recorded, that are in the motions of being progressed. Lee's adding the vocals to them. And the plan after tonight's Zoom meeting is that we get the album finished by the end of summer, maybe sort of September, October, the album will be finished, and Holger and Flying Dolphin will still be representing Lionheart as a management team, and then we'll see where we can go from there, because hopefully you're talking, you know, nearly 2 years of being out of work, with no gigs, and everyone suffered. I know that. It will be just nice to know what's going to happen. So by the time we get to October, the winter's on its way. They say there'll be a fourth wave in the UK regarding COVID. I don't know. Who knows? All I can say is by October, we'll have a better idea of how the future's going to pan out regarding record companies, live events, promoters, venues. We won't know until it gets a little bit longer to go. We have to wait and see.
Okay. Dennis, my very last question. What is for you the very special thing playing guitar with Lionheart?
Oh, well,
maybe playing with friends. Playing with friends.
Well, I've always believed in the bands I was with when it was in East London at the British House, when we all grew up as kids, and we all grew up playing guitar from the age of 16. I think you know, it's great to have friendship in a band, and we had that with Lionheart. We had that with MANTIS. With Iron Maiden, it was more of a business rather than a friendship. I understood that the minute I joined them, but with Lionheart, you know, we don't see one another very often. But you know, as soon as the Zoom meeting started earlier tonight, it was just great to sort of see them and talk to them, and we have such a great relationship because Steve being in Hanover, where his studio is, you know, me and Rocky can drive over to Hanover anytime and stay there for a week and just get vocals down and get everything done. It's very, very relaxed. But the nice thing about this new technology is that, you know, we can sit at our home, as you know, and Steve will work on the backing track. Over comes the song. We will work on them at home, send it back, and Steve will put all the pieces of the puzzle together. So I'm really looking forward to this new album, because the Reality of Miracles, we thought, was, but it is the best album and the best job we've ever produced. Unfortunately, because of COVID, as I keep saying, it was a nightmare. We couldn't promote it. We couldn't be where we wanted to be. Hopefully, with the new album, we'll have more chance, more, you know, to be able to go out there and do what we're good at. And that's the pleasure of playing with Lionheart, because we don't have to see one another every day, but we just get on so well together. Yeah. And the musicianship in the band is above all. It's brilliant.
Sounds good. Dennis, time is up. 3 minutes only. Thank you so much for your time. I wish you all the best.
My life.
Stay healthy, stay safe, and I hope to see you and with Lionheart at any stage, maybe in Germany. And I wish you a great remaining Wednesday evening. Thank you so much, Dennis.
Thank you very much. And thanks to everyone. Thank you. Goodbye. Keep safe.